Well, we are here in Milano, in Palazzo Reale, for the second chapter of the trilogy of Robert Mapplethorpe exhibition, and we are here with Joree Adilman, the managing director of Mapplethorpe Foundation. The title of this exhibition is dedicated to the desire, no? Le forme del desiderio. Would you like to explain, to talk about this title?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure. I mean, really, I'm explaining your curatorial decision.
Of course.
Which your curation is wonderful, so it makes it easy to explain. Desire is not just what I think some people think of as just the carnal desire for one person, for another, but there's all different kinds of beauty. The desire to see things that are beautiful, the desire to make things beautiful. And this show here at Palazzo Reale, this second iteration of your show, does a really good job of allowing the viewer to discover that there is beauty beyond just pure sexuality or something that's erotic, that there's beauty in the way that Mapplethorpe captured the body and the way he relates it to sculpture and statue, and then that's a different kind of desire as well.
In a show, there are a lot of portraits, and so I think that the desire is also the dialogue between the photographer and the subject. Can you talk about the inspiration of Robert Mapplethorpe during the shooting in his studio in New York?
Sure. His portraits really, of course, they're Mapplethorpean in their style and their precision and how clean the photographs are. But when you look closely at the different portraits, depending on who he's photographing, they feel very different. So he has a really strong way of connecting with his sitter and to really capture that person's essence. For example, if you look at the portrait of Keith Haring, Mapplethorpe has really captured the way he's just has this energy and this playfulness about him, and it's just captured in that one moment. But then if you look at a portrait, for example, of Leo Castelli, he's very serious and he's preserving his gravitas, and Mapplethorpe really captures him in that self-composed moment. And they feel very different, even though they're both shot in the studio in this controlled environment.
Yeah, because there are, of course, a lot of portraits in the exhibition, but there are also many portraits that Robert shot outside, not in studio, but in a private house or in a studio of the artist or writer. It's totally different, the process of this shooting. For example, there is amazing portrait of Truman Capote.
That's what I was thinking about when you just said that. Yes, it's still inside, so he can control the environment to a certain extent with the lights. But especially in that portrait of Truman Capote, you see how at home he feels because he's in his own space and he has no shoes and he has no socks and he's happy to be portrayed just as he is. And you see that Mapplethorpe didn't try to control that aspect. He captured him as he was in his own environment. And as you mentioned, that creates a much more relaxed kind of portrait.
Yeah. Yesterday, during the opening, I saw a lot of young people, like visitors, and so this is very, very good for us, no?
It's good for Mapplethorpe too.
Yeah, to host the young visitor. Well, in this exhibition, there is a specific legacy for the new generation, I think, no? And this legacy is the inclusion, no? And so it's very important to have your opinion regarding the legacy of Robert for the new generation.
Sure. I've heard from many artists at different points in their career, including very young artists, that the moment that they discovered Robert Mapplethorpe and they started to see his work was a moment of self-discovery for them. And they felt that particularly if they were someone on the margins or someone who was questioning their identity or thinking about their queerness and would it be okay to create art about their queerness, that Mapplethorpe really opened that door for them.
Yeah.
And they saw an example of someone who was taking self-portraits in all the different ways that he felt he could express himself and taking portraits of the things that were interesting to him. The artist Catherine Opie has spoken many times about her discovering Mapplethorpe's ex-portfolio in San Francisco in the 70s as a young artist, and how that was a real seminal moment for her to realize that these ideas that she had that were sort of outside the mainstream could be done in a way that was extremely beautiful and extremely personal.
Yeah. Thank you, Joree, to you for your words.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for this exhibition.
It's my pleasure to introduce Eric Johnson. Eric, you are a member of the board of Robert Mapplethorpe Foundation in New York. Would you like to explain for us, for the visitor, the role of this foundation and maybe the story of this foundation?
Sure. Well, the story began with the artist, with Robert Mapplethorpe. In 1988, it's about a year before he died, he and a group of his colleagues established the Robert Mapplethorpe Foundation with the goal of preserving his legacy and also to support some charitable causes that Robert was interested in. So with the foundation, Robert put all of his artworks into the foundation, and the foundation directors, who Robert personally appointed, after he died, they continued to preserve his legacy by allowing the works to be seen by the public, selling his works, using some of that money to support the charitable mandates, which include HIV and AIDS research, and also collecting photography and supporting acquisitions and exhibitions and publications at the institutional level.
Well, it's very important this foundation to maintain the legacy of Robert through different activity like the exhibition and maybe books, catalog. Or,
Sure.
Yeah.
One of the most important things that the foundation has done in order to preserve his legacy was to make a substantial gift to the Getty Research Center and the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. They now hold the archive, like the major archive of Mapplethorpe, including his papers, early works, examples of each of his works.
Yeah.
So that was a major step in preserving the legacy.
Yeah.
And also the role of the directors and the people that work at the foundation is to make sure Robert's work is seen. And that is by allowing curators to come in, look through the work, show the work around the world.
Yeah.
And to make the work vital and important is to have new people come in and look at it, like other artists. Sometimes we've had guest curators do exhibitions in galleries and in museums. For instance, we had Cindy Sherman curate an exhibition, Kathy Opie, Sofia Coppola, Isabelle Huppert, and they all have a special take on Robert's work, and that allows other people to see it with new eyes and get excited about it again.
Oh, very interesting. This is a good idea, yeah, to have like a star, like a curator. It's totally different, the vision of the specific curators.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Eric. Thank you very much.
Thank you.